Thank you. Thank you very much, first of all, for inviting me. I think it's very nice to be in Sweden again. And I think it's very sad that Sweden has lost now their last fact-checking organization, Viralgranskaren, who was a huge inspiration for us, and I hope they're coming back online soon in one way or another. I'm asked to tell you a bit about Faktisk, which is a cooperation, a collaboration in Norway, which I would say, has been so far a success. Exactly 3 years ago, I was invited. I'm from Dagbladet, which is kind of the expression of Norway. And I was asked by my news editor if I wanted to be part of a secret project. And I thought, secret project? That means I can take a lot of time off because no one knows what I'm doing because it's secret. And here I stand 3 years after, and it's been quite busy. So this was Dagbladet and VG, the Norwegian Aftenbladet and Expressen, who actually found together, we have to do something about this new phenomenon, false news or fake news, which we are seeing, the new buzzword from the elections in the US, and how, false news sites from Macedonia or from anywhere was like really, really influencing the public speech. But also Brexit, which really shocked, I think, a lot of people, and how also political statements and messages, really wrong and false messages from both sides really stuck and influenced the election with no, normal media had no chance in kind of combating or trying to push back or debunk all the false statements. Well, anyway, so these editors found together and said, we have to do something, but this is a really difficult genre. It's we see fact-checking as a journalistic genre within the investigative journalism. It's resource demanding, it takes a lot of time, and it's really hard to sell. And if you're going to sell it, who are going to sell it to? The people who's going to buy, fact checks from, a paywall is normally not the people who needs the fact check. So, acknowledging that false stories spread faster with the, social media infrastructure, we really, today have a really challenge to combat the power of fake news. Just 15 years ago, it would be really hard to make a fake news site. Now anyone can have a blog within 10 minutes on WordPress, and it looks just as shiny and nice as CNN or Expressen. And fact check takes resources. You can't really earn money, and this is part of our social mission. This is the press social mission to do accurate fact-checking journalism on and to try to kind of protect the factual debate. So Dagbladet and VG was first movers. This was a very success criteria. We were sitting down in the secret group, building Faktisk from scratch, making plans how to do fact-checking. Now, one thing is how to do fact-checking. What do we fact-check? We fact-check factual claims, not opinions. We could never fact-check opinions or intentions, and this is really important. Now, keep in mind, this is the genre fact-checking. It's not news journalism. Of course, you can do news stories and other kinds of news language in doing stories on opinions and on intentions. But when it comes to the actual fact-check as a genre, you can never put intentions or opinions in. We cannot be a opinion police. So we use the classic news criteria, obviously the viral stuff, the widespread stuff. But also the important stuff. This is really much harder to measure. What's important for you is maybe not as important for me. But in kind of the crossing point between the viral stuff and the important stuff, what is the main thing? What makes this story viral? Is there any conflict in here which, would be interesting to fact check? Is it a main kind of claim within this discussion which needs to be fact checked? So we fact check regardless if we believe it's wrong or not. We fact check it because it's interesting and viral and we really want to know the answer. Now, that means often trending stories in social media. Another thing is, everyone here has probably seen this information disorder plan, and it looks really nice. But in our world, we have to kind of distill it down to misinformation and disinformation. And for a fact checker, really, everything is misinformation because we cannot fact check intentions. So it makes it simple, but also hard to communicate how to fact check. And this is a very important part in how to establish a fact checking language. And to work how to kind of stay neutral and stay on the claim. We do not fact check the claimant, we fact check the claim. That's the most important thing because people want to know if it's true or not. So that's a bit of the background. So we're sitting there and we wanted to do this in a modern way. Now we're not making text viewable on the internet like kind of old school web page journalism or online journalism. We wanted to, actually see if we could do something with journalism itself by thinking, to use, the ability to in the future use more artificial intelligence, machine learning. So this way we had to build a CMS, not using WordPress or anything, or at that time on shelf online. CMS publishing tools, but we had to make our own, acknowledging that our fact checks are also data sets, all evolving around a claim. You have a claim, you have a topic, for example, vaccines. You have where it was the Ministry of Health in the Parliament stating this in the question hour. The observations, it was cited on television, in the newspaper, on the radio, and you have the documentation. Both the documentation, the source itself, the claimant itself forwards, but also the documentation and the sources you find during your fact check. And then you have the conclusion. And all this is already established in a tag-based system which the big technology companies like Google, like Facebook, like Twitter already are using, which means that they can highlight and connect our fact checks to actual claims people are finding online. And this system is becoming more and more effective and would then hopefully in the future highlight facts before fakes. Also, as I said, we thought a lot about how to get our facts out. Making a fact check organization in 2017, should we even have an online site? Doesn't everything happen on Facebook? That's where the big public discussion is. So we actually we're not sure if we're going to have an online, a landing page on the web or merely just be on Facebook. I'm happy we went back and said, okay, we need to have faktisk.no, but we need to get our stuff out. We need people to read this, because the people who needs our fact checks, we have to find them where they usually read their news, not having them, to seek us out to find the fact checks. So we give everything away for free. It's a really bad business model, but it works if our mission is to get our facts out. So all our stories are embeddable, very simple. If you have a WordPress blog or an advanced news syndicate, you could easily, within seconds, just plug all our stories with our graphics, with our pictures, with everything, and get it out and publish it like it's your own. It's Faktisk. We keep the framework. We keep then also the control of the story. They can't edit it. Or if we do any changes, it changes all the sites where we have our fact check. Now, we were wondering how this would work, and I have an example. Yeah, this is a Swedish story, which went viral in Norway about, alleged rape of a woman, 20, immigrants who raped. That's not the important thing, but this was before Christmas 2 years ago, and we had only about 5,000 unique visitors, 5,500 on Faktisk.no, because this was just before Christmas. Everyone was doing their Christmas shopping. But 155 or 150,000 people read this story elsewhere, in Dagbladet, in Stavanger Aftenblad, at nrk.no, at tv2.no. And this way, look, also, people were really reading it. We had the in-screen about 5 minutes, 6 minutes on this story, which really is a value for these publishers. They're not doing us a favor, we're doing them a favor. They actually have valuable stuff which is printed in their newspapers or on their online sites. So this way, suddenly people started using us. And this is another example. This is 3 weeks old story. This was completely true about how windmills, the new wind generators, are killing eagles. Very interesting in Norway. But on our site, we only had 2,340 unique visitors, but it made 108,000 other visitors on other news sites within a couple of hours. And this is Storyboard. I don't know if you use it in Sweden, but it is a site that measures the engagement on social media for news sites. And we were the number 3, that's NRK's version of this. Number 10 is TV2's. Number 13 is the alt-right news site Reset, who also uses our stuff when it fits their narrative. Number 16 is Dagbladet, number 17 is Teknisk Ukeblad, and number 32 is our story. All this put together gave us over 40,000 in engagement. That's 15 times more than we managed on our own, and the in-screen time was 4.29 minutes. So this is what we do. We try to get on every kind of online sites, on every screen. So we're on television show. We have our own radio show every Thursday in order to get our facts out. And this had really worked in Norway. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.